Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and welcome, Secretary and General, being with us today. For more than 4 years now, the Ukrainian people have bravely fought on the front line of democracy against Russian aggression. Today, Putin continues to bomb and kill innocent civilians while ignoring President Trump's call for peace. I want to thank you, Mr. Secretary, for standing alongside Ukraine, for visiting the country, for highlighting its achievements on the battlefield, and for being a voice in support of security assistance. Ukraine has truly offered an incredible glimpse into modern warfare with notable ingenuity and agility developed with low-cost technology. Secretary Driscoll, can you elaborate on the value of U.S.-Ukraine cooperation and advancement in emerging technologies to prepare our own soldiers for battlefields in the future?
Absolutely, Senator, and the chairman referenced it in his opening remarks. We consider the Ukrainian battlefield the Silicon Valley of war. The United States Army has had, through SAGU and other groups, a relationship with the Ukrainians since the very beginning. General Laniv was working with the Ukrainians well before things even kicked off. And what I can say is nearly every single thing we do as an Army, we pressure test against the idea of, will this work in the Middle East? Could the Ukrainians use this in their theater? And if not, why are we pursuing it? There are different things about how we, the Army, have to prepare for a future conflict at a future spot where we don't know about. And so if that is in Southcom, if that's in the Indo-Pacific, if that's moving quickly through an urban area, there are tools we will need, like tanks, that are valuable in different settings than the kind of flot of Ukraine. And so we balance out that is not what all conflicts will look like. But the Ukrainians have done an incredible job of innovating at speed. They've done an incredible job of getting their private industry and some of their smartest, most talented people to come help their armed forces and their army. And we are trying to mimic and model out how to do that with our industry, too.
Mr. Secretary, the U.S. currently is stationed and rotates forces through the Baltic states and Poland, countries on the front lines of Russian sabotage and belligerence, countries that are also far exceed their obligations under NATO. They've been true partners to the United States. And in fact, I'll never forget last year, Mr. Secretary, accompanying you to the dignified transfer at Dover Air Force Base of 4 American soldiers who died in a tragic training exercise in Lithuania. In Vilnius the day before, the Lithuanian people came out and publicly mourned with us as these soldiers were returned home. This issue hit close to home as some of these soldiers were from my home state of Illinois. In fact, Poland is our partner in the Illinois National Guard, a relationship highly regarded. The U.S. troop presence in these countries is a strategic decision, one rooted in shared values between our nations. I'm deeply concerned as I learn about the administration's plans to reduce forces in this theater. And I wonder if you could tell me, if we walk away from our allies in that region, what is the plan for U.S. force posture in the world?
I can start and then hand it to my colleague. I just want to echo your remarks, Senator, on the Lithuanians. We still pray for those families of the fallen. It was devastating being at Dover with him and their family, or with their families and their friends. But the Lithuanians were incredible. Everyone I have seen that I know of since, I have thanked them. They wrapped their arms around our soldiers and their leadership and took us into their community. And so we are very grateful for that, General Laniv.
Yes, sir. We have great relations with our partners, militaries, across Europe. Sir, I still think you'll see, based off of the Commander of EUCOM's movement of forces, you'll still see, forces that are actively participating inside of Poland with our allies. It won't be the Armor Brigade, but you still have, second 2CR that's over there right now. We still have another ABCT. We still have a division headquarters that's forward deployed. That's part of the surge that went forward. We still have 5th Corps that's in Europe. So while one brigade is coming back, we still have a pretty big force presence from the United States Army in Europe.
Thank you, General. Mr. Secretary, I want to thank you for visiting the Rock Island Arsenal last year. I asked you to do it, and you did it quickly, so quickly I couldn't go with you. But thank you anyway for visiting and for working with me over the past year to protect that Arsenal team from job cuts that may hurt our organic industrial base. Can you commit to protecting our OIB sites like Rock Island Arsenal from further job cuts?
Senator, I can commit to, we are actively focused on under President Trump to strengthen our industrial base, and Secretary Vorhecks had mandated that we do that.
Does that include Rock Island Arsenal?
Rock Island Arsenal is the forefront of our advanced manufacturing push, which will be the future of how we do fights and logistics all over the world, and so absolutely.
I'm glad I came to this hearing. Thank you for your statement.